staying home indoors in the lockdown and staying safe. The things are pretty much unprecedented. The crisis has come upon us, and I hope everybody is safe and with their families. So the agenda of today's session is to guide you a bit about the entrepreneurship cell that we have at Bharati Vidyapeeth Institute of Management and Information Technology. And I have prepared a presentation to walk you through what it is and the idea around it. So first of all, since you guys have joined this session, I would like to call you future entrepreneurs. Everybody is an entrepreneur in itself, whether or not they start a business or not at this point of time or in future. So welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining this session. So what is it like to be an entrepreneur? What does it mean to be like an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is like you have your own running business. You do not have to go to work 9 to 5. You do not have a boss. You do not, you successful, you run a startup. It will get recognized. You'll get funding. You'll travel places. It is this is the first impression of everybody who either knows what entrepreneur is or is starting up with an entrepreneurship journey. So how do you define who an entrepreneur is? Entrepreneur is a person who sets up a business or multiple businesses and takes the financial risk in the hope of the profit. Yes, this is the definition of an entrepreneur. Take financial risks and hope for a profit. Seems like a gamble, but this is exactly what Google, when you search on Google who an entrepreneur is, they will tell you that take financial risk and hope for profit. It's not a very good definition, but it resonates a lot with the real world. So when you start a business, you have a lot of dreams. You think about, you have the best idea ever, and people are going to love it. And what does it really feels like when you start your entrepreneurship journey, when you're running it? What does it feels like? It feels something like this. You start a business, you're fresh, you're excited, and running a business is another ball game altogether. It's an entirely different uh, you know uh, thought process, entirely different, uh, you know very different than the ideas that you have imagined. You thought everything will go like A, B, C, and D, and it hops from A to Z, Z to X, and so on and so forth. So starting a business versus running a business, it's a two entirely different aspects. So at Bharati Vidyapeeth, we understand that this is a problem, and we see that a lot of students who have aspiring ideas, business ideas, and want to be an entrepreneur. What we want to do is we want to give you a platform, and how we have done it. We want to make the process of grooming an entrepreneur the right way. What does it mean? It means that today we are living in an era where the internet is accessible to every city, every village, everywhere. You can connect from, like we are connecting today. We are connecting today at the even during the lockdown. It does not restrict us to communicate. It does not restrict us to create the webinar. So it's a very, it's a heavily connected world today, and startups in this ecosystem are bound to nurture. if given the right nurturing. So at Bharati Vidyapeeth, we understand that the student entrepreneurs must be given the right care, must be given the right platform, and they must be groomed. Grooming. Why is grooming necessary for an entrepreneur, for someone who wants to start up? Why grooming is important? Because you cannot expect things to stay the same. This is the exact difference. When you start the business, you have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of plans, and when things don't go right as per your plan, how do you tackle that? Yeah, things happen. Who would have imagined that a coronavirus would bring the entire world, the earth, to stand still? Nobody is functioning today, everybody is on lockdown. These are unprecedented times, these are uncertainties. This is a very very clear and evident fact and proof that things do not stay same. So how how do we get help in this situation? You take help from the people who are in the industry and who know how to deal with situations like this. You need help because things change, things are dynamic, market is uncertain. So I'll talk, I have been talking about the entrepreneurship cell. I'll speak some more about that. But before that, I will also talk about, some of the facts. One is approximately 9 out of 10 startups fail. Okay. Now the question is why they fail. The person who is starting up, the entrepreneur, they always have the intention to have a successfully running business, but for some reason it fails. Let's find out some of the top reasons why startups fail. 42% of the startups fail because there is no market need. Nobody is going to use a service or a product if they do not need it. You ask yourself a question: do you need something? Do you need that over product, some other product? If there is no market need, the startup is going to fail. 29%, and a very obvious reason, ran out of cash. The cash wasn't managed properly, the decisions were not taken properly, the funds which were allocated are not enough, the financial plan is lacks clarity, the business plan lacks the business model, business clarity. 23% of the business fails because they do not have the right team. This is one of the, again, surprisingly, very common reason. You start a business, you find the team members are not in the same direction of thoughts where you are, and they want something else with the product, you want something else. The clash of ideas, brainstorming, a lot of time being wasted in just pacifying the inner conflicts. 23% got out competed. Competition is everywhere. You compete with the other startups in the same domain. 19% of the startups fail because they have a very strong competition, and competition won over them. 18% because of the pricing or cost issues. The cost is way too high for the target audiences. For example, if you are preparing your product to be launched for a certain segment of people with this certain service class, or someone with a certain salary range, you'll need to be cognizant about the cost and pricing of your product. This is very important. 18% of the startups fail because they do not get the pricing right. 17% of the startups fail because they have the product which is not user friendly. If it is an app, it's a tech startup, or it is a product, it is anything, it is something which is not friendly to a user. You does not find it appealing, or they find it harmful, right? So that is again one of the major reason why the business may fail. Again, a product without a business model. You start a business, but you do not think about the first year plan, the first quarter plan, how you are going to bring in the money, how are you bringing the right people, in what phases are you going to launch the product. Poor marketing. You have a successful product, everything is right, but you're not telling people about it, then nobody will know. Nobody will ever know how, there is this amazing product that is available, but we cannot use it because we do not know. Everybody knows, if a company ignores the customers, the customers ignores them. Simple. You start you start a business around your target audiences. You ignore your customers, the customers will ignore your product. And finally, a mistimed product. What do you mean by mistimed? For example, now it's a pandemic situation, an outbreak. In this situation, if you start your travel agency, you will start a travel agency saying, okay, I have a travel agency, I'm giving you discounts to travel to China. Nobody will go. Nobody will go. So it's a mistimed product being launched at the wrong time. Yeah. So these are some of the major reasons why startups fail, and it is obvious that the person who is starting the business, he's so much focused on his own product. Sometimes the lines between his product and the market gets diluted, and this is where we bring in the secret sauce. So what is the secret sauce? What is the secret? The secret is mentorship. What is mentorship? Mentorship means you want guidance from someone who has already been a startup player for years. You want guidance from someone who can guide you how to prepare a business model. You need people in your team who can advise you on certain decisions. You want to have a collaborative decision rather than a solo decision. This way you can delegate some responsibilities. You can focus on the product, you can focus on the marketing, you can focus on the financials, you can focus on the burn down, you can focus on how to pitch in for new investors, right? So mentorship is needed. If you are connected with the people who are from the same industry where you're trying to launch a product, they will give you immense insights on the things like how to tweak your business model, whom to reach, how you can validate your product. Bharati Vidyapeeth aims to groom the future investors, entrepreneurs, and this is the reason why uh, we have this entrepreneurship cell. So entrepreneurship cell primarily guides and incubates. When we say incubate, that means we assist you in your early days to launch the product. The students who are already studying and they have this great idea but do not know where to start, how to start, what questions to ask, what are the first steps. So we have this great entrepreneurship cell with great faculty members supporting it to guide you exactly what the next steps are. The mentors helps the team to validate the idea. the idea that you come along with, you think it's a great idea, but sometimes it may not be that great idea, and probably the greatest idea is to take the idea back in the barn and set it on fire. It is important, this is a difficult decision, but it is still better than burning a lot of money, time, effort into an idea that primarily does not validate to the market or resonates to the market well. So mentors are going to help you. For example, the Instagram started, the initial idea of Instagram was to be a location tagging app with a feature to maybe upload an image. If that would have been the plan, would you see Instagram growing, to the level it has grown today? No. It was primarily a location tagging app. I'm going to a particular location, I want to tag it. And if I want to upload an image, I can upload the image. But they had the right team, they had this market research where they say, okay, let's flip the business model. Let's make the application as a photo upload application and with an option to maybe tag the location. So that helped Instagram to pivot in the right direction. Can someone please mute? I'm listening. Okay, it's good now. So entrepreneurship cell gives you the right platform to nurture a business idea into an actual business. There is a noise coming in. Can someone please? Can everybody please mute the microphone?
Sir, host can mute that microphone.
Unmute myself. Okay. So the entrepreneurship cell at BVMIT gives you the right platform to nurture your business idea into an actual business that makes money, actual business that reaches out to the customers and customers are using it. So this brings to the last session. Does anybody has any questions? I'm open for questions. If anybody has any questions, you can jump right back in, unmute your microphone, ask questions. I'll be glad to answer any of the questions.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
How to find a perfect need for a market of a like for a product like that?
So the Sanket asked a question, how to find the perfect need for the market. The right answer is research. It is very boring answer. Okay, I wanted a list. Is there a list I can check? You know, okay, these are the perfect needs. Unfortunately, no. If there would had been a list, it would have been exhausted. People would have already used that idea. To find the perfect need for the market, you need to find the perfect problem to the market. What is the problem that you're facing? You know, very simple example. Again, coming back to lockdown, we have the lockdown, but still students need to study. Student needs to interact with their teachers, their professors, their other fellow students, and that's where Zoom came in picture. Zoom already had a very good conferencing application. They knew the need, but this lockdown accelerated their adoption. The need increased, the demand increased. So economics has this terms like supply and demand. You know, you provide a supply. It's a very basic business thinking. You provide a supply where there is a demand, and that's where you can find the perfect need for the market. Sanket, did that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thanks
Okay,
for it.
any more questions? Please ask.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes,
sometimes we have a proper planning or market or organization. We have whatever planning we have done it, but we have
right,
no idea to how to build up the business and what or need to money of very much.
right, right.
How can manage that? So
So that's where the entrepreneurship cell comes and guides you. So for everybody, the question that Abhijit has asked is how, sometimes you have the right team members, sometimes you have the right planning, everything is right, but you need money. How do you get the money? So there is something called funding. You can raise funds for your startup. How do you raise funding? You ask for money. Who do you ask this funding from someone called investors. There are two types of investors: angel investors and venture capitalist. Angel investor is someone who is from the domain where you want to start your own business. Venture capitalist is someone who just has money. They'll give you money. They will not, they will not bother you much. They'll just want their money back with the right evaluation. An angel investor is someone who will give you money and will help you reach the market so that their money gets invested well as well. So for that you need to raise the funds. So there are various levels. The first level, you have the idea but you have no money. You ask money from the relatives, the parents. You ask money from the parents. You do not want to ask money from the parents. You ask money from someone from outside. That is called seed funding. The funding at a very basic level, the first level where your idea is still dwelling, your idea is still growing. It's not in the market. At that level, you get a raise fund. It's called seed funding. And then there are multiple series of fundings: Series A, Series B, Series C, and so on and so forth. That answer your question, Abhijit?
thank you, sir. Okay, got it, sir.
Okay. Questions. You can ask anything. Please feel free to ask.
Sir, can we get funding for an individual?
Can you get funding for an individual to do what?
For individual project or make a partnership with an organization or startup company?
So it is difficult to get funding for one person. Reason being, if you are an investor, Deepak, okay, would you invest in one person or would you invest in one company?
In one company.
Yes. So you that's the barrier is in one person project. The challenge is there is lot of liability, lot to lose. An investor will not give you money because they see risk. If something happens to you, you fall sick, what will happen? They will lose their money. When
Okay.
they invest in a team, when they invest in a company, even if some one person falls sick, is inactive for let's say 7 days, 10 days, 1 month, the business is still running, the project is still yielding money. So the investor is more inclined to invest in a running business in an entity than one person. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can message your questions also, and someone from the team can ask that to me. It is very important because do not feel shy. Do not feel if my question is stupid, it's okay. Silly questions, stupid question are one of the greatest questions. Ask them, clarify your doubts. No more questions?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir. Avnish.
Sir, how to reach customers?
How to reach customers?
Yes.
So, for example, what
Means like
e-commerce
we have a
site do you
startup.
use? Yes, you have a startup. How to reach customers?
So we have
Okay.
yes.
So, if you are using an e-commerce site, okay,
Okay.
what e-commerce site do you use the most today?
Amazon, Flipkart,
How did you get to know about Amazon and Flipkart?
via advertisement.
Advertisements. So advertisements or marketing is one of the great way to reach your customers. You want,
But
so
for
first,
the low level, sir, those companies were
low
in.
level word. So Flipkart started with distributing bookmarks at VT station.
Okay.
They started, Flipkart started with an idea where they just wanted to sell books. This is the reason Flipkart, flip pages, the Flipkart intention, they started with the business with an intention to just sell books online. So books have, there are greater amount of people who come to, buy books at and around VT station. So the founders of that company at that time used to distribute free bookmarks of Flipkart to all the people who are purchasing. Everybody, they used to go to them personally. That's how you reach your customer, your first customers. And when they started purchasing, they use that to find more people. Easy way, publish on social media. If you have a friend who has over 3,000 followers, convince them, convince them that your product is good. If they are convinced, they will be convincing 3,000 more people about your product. Word of mouth, spread the awareness. And when you have money, see, investing in marketing is very, very critical. It is very, it requires a lot of science, it requires a lot of strategy behind it. But reaching out, word of mouth does not cost anything. Build your network, have someone in your team who is an influencer. Ask them to promote your product, ask them to reach out to the customers, and this is how you reach out. Answer your question, Avnish?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have one more question.
Yes, Deepak.
Sir, as we have a new startup, we can we are building a project, and suppose, sir, we are providing a new feature based on the market value. So,
Mhm.
can we quote a price on a market value feature, or because we have a startup, we have a quote for low?
So that, so what is the low price? How do you define a low price? What is low price according to you? So I'll
Uh,
give you an example. I'll give you an example, Deepak. Okay. The sunglasses that we wear from let's say Ray-Ban, it's it costs minimum cost is around 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Okay. And if you see in their same segment, the sunglasses are equally expensive. So when we study about this, almost 90% of the market share, overall worldwide market share of sunglasses, it is being owned by one company. They decide, okay, we are going to overprice. The cost of making the sunglasses is less than 1%, not even that, but they mark it at the price where it is very expensive. They are making that as a premium product, and people are buying it. So the answer is, it is not, the price is not high if people are willing to purchase your product. Same goes with Apple. When Apple launched the iPhone, when they superseded, surpassed the 50,000 mark, 50,000 rupees for a phone. When they crossed that, no other company in the world used to have the price range, more than 15,000. They were thinking that, okay, phone should be accessible to everybody. We should not keep more than 10,000, 15,000. But Apple came in and they launched the product at over 50,000, and people bought. So the question is, are your customers willing to purchase your product? That is the right question. If there is a need, people are going to buy it. Also, we'll need to a little bit considerate about which target audience we are targeting. If you're targeting middle class, obviously you'll need to be cognizant about, they will not need a lot of premium features. Maybe they will not, they'll require the basic features. Are they happy with the basic features? Okay, and then push the price on that. So this is how you prepare the pricing model.
But sometimes, sir, they ask about, you have a new startup and you quote a price at a very high. So why we come to your startup to build a project or something?
So I assume that your startup is a service company,
Yes, sir.
and you go to a client, and client says, your startup, do it for free, or do it for, no, you do not need those clients. Not many people will ask this. Only few clients are going to ask this. If they do very gracefully tell them that, if you really are providing value in your services, then you should stick to the prices that you own. Otherwise, if you know that your services are not that good, work on and invest on to make your services, make your product better, so that you do not negotiate on price.
Okay, sir.
So if,
Sir, there's a question
yes,
in chat.
what is it? सब customers IT background के नहीं होते हैं. So regarding the costing, how we can convince them? So Surya Prakash, for example, you are
Yes,
buying
sir.
air condition. आप एक एयर कंडीशन खरीदने जाते हो, क्या आपको एयर कंडीशन एसी के या फिर टीवी जो भी आप परचेज कर रहे हो, उसकी क्या फीचर्स आपको जानना जरूरी है? टेक्निकली उसके बैकग्राउंड जानना जरूरी
सर
है?
बैकग्राउंड नहीं सर, सिर्फ फीचर्स जानना जरूरी है।
फीचर्स जानना जरूरी है। तो ये फीचर्स को बोलते हैं हम यूएसपी। यूएसपी स्टैंड्स फॉर यूनिक सेलिंग प्रपोजिशन। क्यों आपकी
ओके
प्रोडक्ट या सर्विसेज यूनिक है और आपको सेल करने के लिए आपको बेटर proposition रखते हैं, मतलब आपको you rather than purchasing this service makes more sense. That's what customers
Okay.
want to understand. They do not care, even the technical people, even the people who belong from the technical background, they will care very less about technology. They'll care about people. They'll care about the quality, how much emphasis you have on quality, how much emphasis you have on delivery, how many good products have you delivered in
Okay.
past. Most of
Yes.
the customers that you will get are non-technical. This is the reason why they have come to you. If they were
Yes.
technical themselves, they would have built their own product. They are not technical. This is why
Yes.
they have come to you, right? So do
Okay.
not even
Yes.
focus on teaching them what technology is. For example,
Okay.
if a person comes, he has an idea of a mobile application. You have a startup who builds mobile applications. If you start to teach them about, we make mobile application in Swift and Java, we also have the team of React Native, they
Yes.
will not understand anything. They will in fact feel that they see. The thing is, if you do not understand, you do not buy. And more you try to explain them, you are making them more and more confused. More confused they are, the less
Okay.
inclined they are to purchase your product or service. So what you need to do is you need to eradicate their confusion by telling them straight away that we do not intend to tell you because you will not understand what technology is. But what we can tell you is what you can understand. The quality of the product is that they can understand, feel, comprehend, right? So focus on USPs, unique selling propositions. Okay,
Okay,
pull
sir.
in more questions.
Yes. Sir, one more question is one more question also there
Yes.
कि in case अगर कोई दूसरी कंपनी हमसे बाइंड करना चाहती है तो हम लोग साथ में कर सकते हैं क्या एज ए पार्टनर?
आपकी आवाज कट गई है. Can you please type in your question
Hello.
or can you please
Okay.
repeat again?
Okay.
Yes. Can you please repeat again?
सर इन केस अगर कोई कंपनी हमारे साथ बाइंड करना चाहती है तो हम उनके साथ कर सकते हैं क्या बाइंड?
Bind मतलब collaboration, partnership, right?
Yes.
So yes,
Yes, sir.
if being a co-founder, being a founder of your own company, where if you have multiple co-founders, you should definitely consult with your co-founders. You can definitely speak with them and take a decision. Why would you first want to collaborate with them? What is their benefit? How are you getting benefited from this collaboration? Okay, if you see value that, okay, if I'm collaborating with them, they are going to reach a new market where we alone may take 5 years. With collaboration, we can do it in next 5 months. So that's something which you should be looking at. Collaborate with someone, bind with other company where you see mutual benefits. So there is a term called symbiosis. Symbiosis means both parties who are engaged are getting benefited equally. So if your relationship with that company is symbiotic, you are also making money, you are also making new clients, you are also reaching to the new customers, new market, they are also getting benefited from the same, then there is a very
Okay,
good
sir.
reason and motivation to bind or collaborate with other company.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Shubham.
Yes, sir. As we know that entrepreneur is a risk taker. Okay.
Yes.
So ability of entrepreneur whenever he taking any risky decision, which need lots of money for his company or for developing a particular project. When we're talking about
Right.
IT,
Right.
means what is the limitation or the restriction till that he may or may not work or have and authority to take decision.
So the question is, what amount of risk can you take? Correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
As an
So
entrepreneur.
as an entrepreneur, there are no limits, but you cannot do something illegal, something that your government does not allow you, something that, there are many things that has huge market, but these are not legal in your region, right? So you cannot uh, take that risk, because obviously you know that if you're doing something illegal, the government is going to catch you, the litigation is going to be on you, so you do not want to take that kind of risk. When you say risk, it is a very calculated risk. An entrepreneur is a person who, he takes a risk, he or she takes the risks, but they take a very calculated risk. They are very scientific about why we should take this risk. Very simple example, you want to jump from point A to point B. If you know you cannot make that flight, if you have an intuition, okay, I can make that flight from jumping from, you go for it. Yes, there is a risk that you may slip in the, point A and may not make it to point B. Yes, that's the risk. How to avoid it? So you calculate these risks, you find a solution to mitigate these, and then you go ahead. Yes, an entrepreneur is someone who takes risks, but they do not take blind risks. You should not ever, even though the definition says take risks, make money, it is not like that. The ideology saying, risk mein barkat hai, is very confined to how you're calculating your risks. Clear?
Yes, sir. And sir, one more question that
Please.
many of the client like right now the trending technology is different, but some client are using their software in old software, or that software is built in old software or tools, but the maintenance is difficult for uh, the employees of a particular IT company because they know or have a knowledge of new technology. So, what decision that entrepreneurs are taking in such a scenario, where the
Do not take the
maintenance?
work. See,
No,
see,
no.
do not.
Suppose
Yeah.
suppose they are working in that technology, means
Mm-hmm.
that software, that same client, okay, that same client having a different software, but with a
Mm-hmm.
trending technology. But
Mm-hmm.
his uh, suppose my company is taking the project from that client, and
Right.
many he build or we had built for him many technology in a trending technology, but
Okay.
his trust is very good on our company, so he need to develop an software, but the technology is old, or might
Yes.
be some reason that his contract with that, when earlier 10 years before, his contract with that company is now break, or that company is diluted, or might be any reason. So
Right.
we that there is what we said, that the bonding between that client and our company is that his belief is that he uh, want that we should develop or maintain his product. So is there any scope, or
Right.
what to do at this
So
situation?
I'll repeat your question again, Shubham. So your question is, your team has a skill set in one technology which is trending, which is futuristic, right?
Trending,
Which
yes,
is modern. Okay. And you have
yes,
worked for one client in this trending technology. They loved your work. They liked
yes,
the kind of relationship you guys have. So now they are proposing you to manage their existing technology or module which is built on a legacy system 20 years ago, 10 years ago. How do you
Yes.
tackle that? So
Yes.
the prime reason they have trust in you is because of your capabilities. If you do not have the capability to handle that legacy system, it is your responsibility to inform the client so that maybe you do not take that new work, but you still retain the trust that they have in you. If you are telling them clearly and honestly that, listen, we love working with you, but our expertise is these technologies, and our expertise is not in the legacy system that you have, and in our company direction we do not want to invest in a legacy technology, so we cannot take your work. If you say this versus you say, okay, we have a very good reputation with the client, we have to say yes, you are obligated to say yes, and you say yes to them, and they give their work on a trust based on capability, and you're not able to keep that competence factor with them, you will lose the credibility of all the hard work that you have done for them previously. So it is always better to tell them that, see, we our expertise is in this, we are able to maintain quality, we are able to this service that we are maintaining because we have expertise here, we do not have expertise there. So you politely say no. The reason, see, it is unfair for the client as well that you take something that you do not know, and they will obviously try to give you as much work because they want one entity to manage work. It is very difficult to find an agency whom you can trust. So trust is very important, you need to maintain that.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions? So if you have any more questions, you can reach out to Manish sir, also Deshna ma'am. They will reach out to me if you have any questions. I hope the session today was helpful and explained you about the entrepreneurship cell that we have, and all the intention is for all the student entrepreneur who are already studying, or they get the right guidance from the college to start up. So we hope you like this session. Manish, I give it to you for taking time, and
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
Deshna ma'am for you as well. So Manish, I hand it over to you to take this on further.
Yeah,
I'm putting
Harpreet.
myself.
First of all, thanks for the session, Harpreet.
Anytime, no problem at all.
Yeah. So students will be benefited in future if they want to start their own startup. And surely we'll have a few more this kind of sessions. Okay, Harpreet. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for joining. Everybody stay safe, stay home, and take care of your health. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
You too.
Bye, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Bye.